Sanjeev Balyan, Home Minister Amit Shah, Piyush Goyal, Sonia Gandhi, everybody has cast their votes.
Well, first up this evening, in the midst of that fierce confrontation over vote theft allegations, the big story in Karnataka. This was after Congress Rajya Sabha BJP Rajya Sabha MP Leher Singh Suroya petitioned the Election Commission of India on claims by former Union Minister CM Ibrahim of purchasing 3,000 votes in the 2018 Karnataka Assembly elections to ensure the victory of Chief Minister Siddaramaiah in the Badami Assembly seat. Vasudha.
That's right, Veera. The former Union Minister and JDS leader CM Ibrahim was considered close to Siddaramaiah, and he had claimed at a public function that the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, who was trailing in the Badami seat on counting day in 2018, managed to defeat BJP's B. Sriramalu only because he had borrowed votes. In fact, he had bought votes. Leher Singh, in a letter to the ECI in Delhi, along with an online link to the contents of Mr. Ibrahim's speech, Mr. Singh sought an investigation describing the claims of the former Union Minister as an alleged act of electoral crime.
Well, Siddaramaiah, however, has categorically refuted those allegations, but it comes as an embarrassment for the Congress and for the Chief Minister. Listen in to CM Ibrahim's comments that was made a couple of days ago.
Election counting nadita ide marne divasa counting Siddaramaiah manellu seravare Ghulam Nabi Azadu General Secretary nanu late ah hodre TV alli barta ide Siddaramaiah trailing behind 20,000 Madhavappa out Siddaramaiah table itubutta nini heldange avadale Badami enagutte illa ಗೆಲ್ತಿ ಅಂತಡಿ 10,000 ಲೀಡ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಸಾಲ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತು ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಿಲ್ಲಯ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ 800,000 ನೀನು ಗೆಲ್ತಿಯ ನಾನು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಕೊನೆ ಚಿಮ್ಮಂಕಟ್ಟಿ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹತ್ರ ದುಡ್ಡು ಸಾಲ ತಗೊಂಡು 3,000 ಓಟ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು ಸೋಮಶೇಖರ್ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನನಗೆ ಏನು ಹೆದರಿಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಬಹಿರಂಗ ರಾಧಾರೋಷನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಇದು ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಎದುರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
Meanwhile, the political drama, Vasudha, in Karnataka continued as some supporters of ousted Minister Rajanna protested against the forced resignation of the Siddaramaiah loyalist and scheduled tribe MLA from the state cabinet. Rajanna, remember, was forced to resign after his comments questioning the Congress in the vote theft at the Mahadevpura constituency came as a serious embarrassment for the party.
That's right. In fact, the former Minister for Cooperation in the state had claimed that his statements were misconstrued and backed Rahul Gandhi's vote theft allegations. He was hoping to meet the Congress High Command and navigate the situation, but Rajanna seems to have put himself in a very tight spot.
That's right, Vasudha. He's got a hold on cooperatives and is a Siddaramaiah loyalist, but his comments did put the party in a spot in the midst of its offensive against the Election Commission, as did the comments of CM Ibrahim against Siddaramaiah. We will be joined by senior journalist B.S. Arun in just a bit, Vasudha, but this is an issue that's come as a embarrassment for the Congress in the midst of that national offensive. Both CM Ibrahim's comments as well as Rajanna's comments basically saying that the Congress must be ashamed, quote unquote, because the vote theft, the alleged vote theft in Mahadevpura constituency happened under the Congress watch, in a sense that the Congress was in power at the state government with a firm mandate when this 2024 election played out. So that question sort of dampening the Congress's national offensive, because of which there was a stern message from the High Command to Mr. Rajanna that he has to resign, because he had embarrassed the party at a very, very important moment. So despite being Siddaramaiah loyalist, he had to step down and offer his resignation.
Absolutely, Veera. And also a difficult situation for Siddaramaiah, because as the Chief Minister, Mr. Rajanna is seen as a close confidant of Siddaramaiah. Siddaramaiah anyway is facing these battles of resistance, not just from D.K. Shivakumar's confidants, but also this is a state where there are multiple CM contenders. So clearly Siddaramaiah in a tricky spot there, but at the same time very powerful because of his governance and also caste issues, caste matters. But clearly with Rajanna's resignation and also Mr. Ibrahim's comments, Mr. Siddaramaiah will have to speak on this issue and at least sort of clarify the situation.
That's right. But B.S. Arun, senior journalist, joins us for a very quick chat on this issue. Certainly an embarrassment for Siddaramaiah specifically and the party as a whole, Arun.
Yeah, it is a huge embarrassment, especially on the very first day of the assembly session yesterday, Veera. This came as a sort of a bolt from the blue, because this ex-minister Rajanna has been known for his outspoken views. He has been sort of a loudmouth also, like Yatnal was, Basuraj Yatnal was.
If we can wrap so that we'll save time on the parliament discussion. Let's
Yeah.
Mr. Arun, please go on.
Yeah. Yeah, this came as a huge embarrassment, as you rightly remarked, because in Congress this sort of thing had not happened. There were other allegations like corruption, because of which one minister called Nagendra had to resign, and this is the second wicket which fell yesterday as Siddaramaiah removed Rajanna from the government. This was also very strong steps taken by the Congress party, which is something that is unheard of, in the Congress party, such a step being taken by the High Command. But then Rajanna had been an outspoken person. He had been supporting the Chief Minister for a long time, as against Shiv Kumar. In fact, he went to the extent of saying that Shiv Kumar should step down from the KPCC President's post. The Deputy Chief Minister should not be a single person, but it should be 3 persons who should be Deputy Chief Ministers belonging to different castes, and so many other statements, he did. But what came as a sort of Waterloo was his statement that, was Karnataka government sleeping when the voters was prepared. So that was...
absolutely.
So clearly, several comments from Mr. Rajanna has also, landed the government in a tricky spot. Thank you, Mr. B.S. Arun, for speaking to NDTV. Moving on, Veera, to the big story in Delhi tonight. And of course, the monsoon session of the Indian Parliament has been repeatedly disrupted. We know that, with both houses witnessing repeated adjournments due to loud protests by opposition MPs. We saw a big one yesterday, but these protests have been happening for the last 17 days. It's been more than 3 weeks of continuous disruptions and washouts of the monsoon session. The core issue fueling the unrest is, of course, the special intensive revision of electoral rolls, which the opposition claims demands unconstitutional proof of citizenship, and also the alleged irregularities that LOP and Congress leader Rahul Gandhi has come up with.
Well, despite attempts to initiate discussions under Rule 267, presiding officers have rejected multiple notices citing procedural misuse. The Lok Sabha saw brief proceedings, including a question hour on few days, while the Rajya Sabha kept getting adjourned amidst the chaos and the din, and that 18 hours debate on Operation Sindoor, perhaps the only business that went through. Few bills were passed, including the sports bill and the anti-doping bill, of course the income tax bill that was passed earlier in the day today, Vasudha.
That's right, Veera. But the bigger question is whether these washouts amount to a breach of privilege of both the houses and their members. The issues that the opposition is raising are very important. They need to be heard and discussed. But can that also happen alongside House proceedings? Do we need a disruptor's pay model to hold MPs accountable for stalling Parliament, or is that too much? Countless lost hours and critical bills delayed. Who really is responsible for that is what we will discuss. Before I get in my guest, let's look at some political reactions.
हर पार्टी, हर भारतीय को किसी भी मुद्दे में प्रोटेस्ट करने का राइट है, मगर सदन में दूसरे सदस्यों का हक को छीनने का अधिकार नहीं है। जब से पार्लियामेंट शुरू हुआ है तब से लगातार ये हंगामा कर रहे हैं। आज भी फिर से हंगामा किया, लेकिन हमने कल जैसे बताया, हमने अपना बिल को पास करने का हमने प्रक्रिया शुरू कर दिया है। विपक्ष का हंगामा के बावजूद भी अपने जो मेंबर्स हैं वो अपना बात रखेंगे और हम बिल को पारित करेंगे।
इससे बड़ा प्रमाण क्या होगा? चोरी तो हम बहुत मासूम होके कह रहे हैं, डकैती है। इस डकैती में शरीके गुनाह है इलेक्शन कमीशन है, और ये जो टॉप में 2 लोग हैं ना, वो शरीके गुनाह हैं। इसलिए वो चोर गद्दी छोड़।
इलेक्शन चोर ऑफ इंडिया
आपने वॉकआउट किया है? बिल्कुल, पूरा विपक्ष। क्या सुनना है भाई? अंधी गुफा में ले जा रहे हो देश को। एक आदमी के चेहन में ये बात बैठ गई है कि ये इलेजिटिमेट सरकार है, इसकी लेजिटिमेसी नहीं है।
Professor Ajay Kumar of the Congress Party joins us. We are also joined by Jayanta Ghoshal, political analyst, and Tom Badakan of the BJP. Thank you all of you for being part of this broadcast. Professor Ajay Kumar, to you first. Sir, I completely understand the opposition's right to protest, and also I believe that Parliament cannot be just about legislative agenda. There are also issues of national importance which have to be raised. But clearly, there could be a balance between the right to protest with the need for legislative productivity, isn't it?
No, so you ask
Yes, sir.
me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Ajay.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. So hi guys. See, the first question is, it's a parliamentary practice that the job of the government is to run the parliament. The government's voice is heard all the time, throughout, between sessions, during sessions, between sessions. This is where the opposition is able to get their voice heard, issues raised. And Tom, I mean, would be holding a similar view like mine when he was with us, and now he would obviously contradict me. But the fact is, when the Bharatiya Janata Party would always tell, when we were in the government, that the job of the government is to run the parliament. It is not the opposition's job to run the parliament. And suddenly they feel appointed is quite ridiculous. And what are our demands? Discussion as SIR. I mean, today we've got a lady who was born in 1900. We got the oldest living person in the world, first-time voters. I mean, it's a sham. I mean, and based on the reports which I'm reading, you are going to disenfranchise over 1 crore people in Bihar. And this whole election process is illegitimate. Parliament itself is going to be...
Ajay, I think we seem to be having some network connection with you. We just get that sorted in just a bit. But Tom Badakan, a key point raised by Ajay is that it's the job of the government to make Parliament function. Why blame it on opposition? It shows that the government has failed to ensure in taking the opposition along to run the parliament. Go ahead, respond.
Also, Mr. Vadakan, I also want to add to what Veera is saying. All that the opposition was asking for a discussion on SIR. You can call it political optics, but they also were ready to discuss the larger framework of electoral reforms. Is that something that the government could have agreed to?
Well, let me start in the beginning. Ajay is a good friend of mine. And I heard his views when he was with the Congress, with the Aam Aadmi Party, and what have you. Now, the issue here is when the Exchequer has to lose 41 crores in this loss, it is your money and our money. Whether it is the opposition or it is the ruling party, there's a procedure that Parliament is run on. Each issue has to be cleared by the Business Advisory Committee. That process is not followed. They want interventions, going into the well. No problem, they're going to the well, they're protesting, fine. But there was a 16-hour silence from both sides, which is positive, on discussions on Pulwama and Sindhu, which I must compliment both sides. But the sad story is that 41 hours in Rajya Sabha on day 12 has been lost. And what was the government prioritizing? It is not something that was concerning the BJP or the Congress. It was common people. The Income Tax Act. The taxpayer is looking for relief. He's looking for chances of, filing his income tax directly. It's affecting the common man. That bill was not even discussed. And that was the duty of the opposition party. Well, be there and raise issues which you think are paramount. but you don't do
Point,
that.
Ajay Kumar, I want a
Ajay's
response
line
from
is
you
back.
on this.
Ajay, if you
when
heard
it comes
Tom
to
Badakan
income
respond.
tax bill, or for that matter, the sports bill, anti-doping bill, extremely important bills, sir. Do you think that the opposition stands at a disadvantage when it comes to this legislative agenda, because there's been no input? These bills were passed without the opposition's participation in the discussions.
No, the problem is with these guys is they pretend to be Democrats, and they will do all undemocratic things, even the manipulation of elections we are saying. And, you guys are based out of the South, and you'll realize that if the legitimacy of the election is gone, what are we debating on bills? What are we doing? I totally disagree with Tom on, this money expenditure in the parliament, 40 crores, 30 crores. I mean, it's a peanut for a nation like ours. We are saying about $5 trillion economy. What is this 40 crores, 20 crores and all? This is typically to keep the middle class and the TV, what you call talking heads engaged, all of us talking, engaged on this kind of discussion. The issue is very simple. There is nothing more dangerous for the Republic than a manipulated election. The amount of evidence on this manipulation is staggering. Now, Tom is a Democrat. I mean, and every good human being who wants India to be strong would want that the country should have respectability. And both of you are very seasoned anchors. Won't you think so that there is something wrong in this? What's happening in Madhepura and what is happening in Bihar? Anybody would not think that this what is being done is absolutely blatantly wrong. It goes against the Indian ethos. And if we can't debate that, everything else is a waste of time.
Okay, important. Jayanta Ghoshal, Ajay Kumar is saying, is making this important point that all that we want is a discussion on electoral reforms, transparency. Tom Badakan is basically saying that the opposition is not just letting the parliament function, and governance is what people of the country want. Is this all about headline management, political optics, or is it just political management? How do you see this?
Basudha, last 40 years, I am covering Parliament in Delhi. And, irrespective of party line, my strong opinion that in Parliament, the wastage of, I completely support Tom. And whether Tom is BJP spokesman or what is his political identity, that is not my lookout today. But, when BJP was in power, Congress always did that in earlier days also. And when BJP was in opposition, I still remember that Advani was there, and there was a massive opposition problem, there was a catastrophe, and Arun Jaitley opposed, and it was a history that he said that there should not be any hangama, and there was a difference of opinion between Advani ji and Arun Jaitley. This is a part of history. Today, I think this wastage of time, wastage of money, I understand the feeling of our Congress spokesman, friend Ajay ji. I respect him. But in today's media, I'm from media, today's strong media circulation, if you can hold a press conference, you are protesting, whatever you are doing, you are going to election commission, full coverage. In fact, I have seen NDTV how we covered the whole opposition movement. So your message you are conveying, that's a different thing. Whether this voter list, intensive revision, it is needed before election or not, and what Abhishek Banerjee has raised, that why selective, all these questions can be, discussed. But Andre Bete, the sociologist, the famous sociologist, he used a very interesting word, that in Parliament there should be a political symbiosis. What Ajay ji is saying, that the political symbiosis is very interesting. I love this word. What Ajay ji is saying, that it is not the responsibility of the opposition to run the Parliament. It is a history of Parliament, whether it is US Congress or whether it is House of Commons, House of Lords, everywhere. The responsibilities opposition is also very important to run the government.
So let's just get Ajay and Tom Badakan to give their final comments. Ajay, very briefly, you've heard Jayanta Ghoshal, 30 seconds each.
So first of all, so I think Jayanto got it wrong. I was in the parliament at that time. It's Arun Jaitley who said that stalling the parliament is also an opposition tactic. So that's totally... Second issue is, that was a BJP statement all the time of the job of the government is to run the parliament. Third, what can be not more important than a fraudulent electoral rolls? If Jayanto agrees with me, is it some income tax bill which is important? When the whole democracy and the structure, if you genuinely, and people across India believe that the electoral rolls are manipulated, and it is an issue which will destroy the nation. And if that is not important, why are we just wasting our time discussing some sports bill or is going to
Mr.
change?
Vadakan, respond to that, sir. Mr. Vadakan.
My friend Ajay forgets that his party won in Himachal Pradesh with the same election commission and the same machinery, the EVMs. My friend forgets that Karnataka was won with the same election commission and the same EVMs. And Telangana also, they are won with the same EVMs. I rest my case on the fact that the election commission was right then. Now, when they lose 91 times, the leader of the opposition has lost election. Dr. Ajay, I request you that this leadership has failed you. You need good
Ajay,
leaders.
10 seconds.
Maybe
Just
you
respond
could
and
come
close.
as a Congress president,
So
which
I
will
just
be
want
very
to correct
useful.
10-second response. 10 seconds.
Sorry, Tom. Yeah, so Tom, the issue is not whether we won or lost. This is why they are, they've lost the whole plot. Whether we won or lost, fix the electoral system. The country will go. Whether you'll be here
Fix the
tomorrow, we'll be
electoral
there, and
system,
all this
whether we
nonsense
won
to
or
win it.
lost.
No, one
You're
second,
saying
Tom.
a discussion in
Yeah.
Parliament is what the opposition has been pushing for.
Absolutely.
I'll have to leave this debate because we're completely out of time. Thanks to all three of you for joining us. But it's a very, very important debate. We'll keep focusing on that, Vasudha.
Absolutely. Just 4 more days to go for the Parliament monsoon session to end. Whether these divisions get entrenched or whether there's some legislative agenda that gets done is something that remains to be seen. Time for a short break. We'll see you on the other side.
एक डॉग ने उसका पैर पकड़ के उसको गिराया. There is a stray dog bite, stray dog attack. Who is responsible?
Relentless NDTV campaign.
The fact is that every single day there are common citizens, those who are suffering at the hands of the stray dogs.
What are the key concerns from a national policy point of view on this issue?
NDTV flags India's dog dilemma.
We are asking here on NDTV as part of our campaign.
Policymakers back safety campaign.
I welcome this.
We have no policy.
Time for stray menace solution. A massive NDTV impact.
तो NDTV को भी बधाई देना चाहता हूँ, आपने जनता से जुड़ा हुआ मुद्दा उठाया है.
NDTV campaign spurs Supreme Court action.
All stray dogs in the region must be relocated to shelters.
Supreme Court orders end to stray menace.
हमारा एक ही ध्येय है, दिल्ली की जनता को राहत देना.
NDTV's solution-oriented campaign.
Income tax bill passed in Rajya Sabha in the midst of all noise. Finance Minister says the effort is to simplify tax laws for people. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla has announced a 3-member committee to probe allegations against Justice Yashwant Verma, and this is over burnt piles of money found at his Delhi residence in March. Constitution Club polls, it's Rajiv Pratap Rudy versus Sanjeev Palyan. Home Minister Amit Shah, Sonia Gandhi, Piyush Goyal have cast votes. Stray dog dilemma intensifies. 2 students hospitalized. Another dog attack in Bengaluru.
Presented by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Finessa Windows. Beautiful and durable designs. इंस्टॉलेशन से मेंटेनेंस की लाइफ लॉन्ग कस्टमर सर्विस आपके घर में फिनेस्टा नहीं है तो कॉल कीजिए।
Fine, finer, Finesta.
That's huge. That is a biggie. It's out of it.
Gold Class, Clear Glass. पार हो या नियर, सब कुछ दिखे क्लियर।
जब मुंबई से वापस कोल्हापुर शिफ्ट हुआ तो सबने कहा कि ड्रीम सिटी को छोड़ रहा है। ड्रीम सिटी। तो मैंने कहा ड्रीम में तो यही गलियां आती हैं। तो जब ये रियलाइज़ हुआ कि कुछ बड़ा करने के लिए बड़े शहर में रहने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, तब लगा कि लाइफ में ग्रो किया। कशी ताई, ऐसे बॉय मिलते मुंबई में? चांस ही नहीं।
SIP करो, इन्वेस्ट करो, लाइफ में ग्रो करो। प्रतिभूति बाजार में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। निवेश करने से पहले सभी संबंधित दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
जय जवान जो मैंने शुरू किया था ये एक्चुअली मैं दोबारा आया हूँ आप लोग से मिलने के लिए। मुझे बड़ी खुशी है आप देख रहे हैं YouTube पे मेरी फिल्म। वाह क्या बात है, क्या बात है।
देखिए जय जवान मेरे साथ 15 अगस्त को सिर्फ NDTV पर। जय जवान, जय जवान, जय हिंद, जय हिंद।
हेलो बोलिए मैडम। डब्बा ट्रेडिंग कब से चल रहा है पता है मैडम आपको? हम और आप तो जन्म भी नहीं हुआ था हमारा।
We investigated a shady advisory firm that has spent big bucks on advertising on the front pages of national dailies.
ये आपको बिल्कुल उसका ऐसे हल्का सा भी खौफ नहीं है?
मैडम एक बात को खौफ किस लिए रखना चाहिए तो बताओ, कौन सा गलत काम कर रहा हूँ मैं?
After our report, we also saw NSE came out with a cautionary circular to the investors. Market Regulator, Securities and Exchange Board of India has also come out with a release talking about the actions that it has taken. Cyber complaint has also been filed against the entities involved in this entire Dabba trading scam.
You know, first when Sayyara released and we as audience realized, oh my God, what is happening? You know, when did you realize it? Like, it's like, I didn't expect this, what is happening? Like that wave that hits you.
You know, the first thing that really hit me, I'm telling you, was a month back actually, to be honest, is when Adi sir saw the film. And he saw a very loose cut and he decided the release date. But he was always, like me and Akshay were so into making the film, I think, along with Sumanna and all. Sometimes when you're so into it and you know, you don't realize, you don't see it from, and then he saw it from a third person perspective. I mean, he was always super confident about the film. And he had actually had this talk with me about how I've done. And yeah, we all grew up. I was in the 8th grade when I saw Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge and said I want to make a love story like this. For a person like him to say that, you know, you've made a great film. All he had asked for me was to make your best film for me. And I did, and I'm just glad that, so that was the first thing, you know, and that validation was great. I wasn't shouting over the roof for it. It gives you a lot of confidence at that moment, you know, for the person who's actually put his money where it is, and he wasn't talking about anything else, but on a very unassembled film at that time, could feel the emotion and be listening. But it was the first time we felt that we made something special. But yes, once the numbers came in, I think then it was Akshay.
The advance.
Yeah, and the advances came in, and then people were sending me messages, and all they said, no, don't listen to anyone. So I at one point just put my phone off and said, you know, this is getting too out of hand, and then in the night we got the number.
If it matters to you, if it matters to you, if it matters to you, it matters to India, it matters to India, and it matters to me, and it matters to me.
India Matters with Shivaru, only on NDTV. Moto G96 5G. All eyes on you.
Welcome back to the Southern View. Some breaking news coming in from the national capital now, Vasudha.
Kangana Ranaut, BJP MP from Himachal Pradesh, has hit out at Jaya Bachchan, Samajwadi Party MP, as Jaya Bachchan lost her cool at Constitution Club with a person who's trying to take a selfie with her. Kangana has called Jaya Bachchan spoilt and privileged. Well, with that, to the focus story tonight, Veera, from politicians to stars, everybody seems to have a firm say in the national dog debate. The Supreme Court's instructions to shift all stray dogs in the NCR region to dog shelters has sparked off viral reactions from all over the country, starting with Bollywood stars like John Abraham and also Tiger Shroff to even LOP in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi. They've all questioned the order to relocate all stray dogs.
Well, there are questions, Vasudha, over whether that order is practically implementable and humane in nature. Can you have a sudden reaction to this issue? But attacks from stray dogs remains a serious concern. 2 students in Bengaluru, one critically injured after they were mauled by dogs inside the Bengaluru University campus yesterday. The victims were both third-year students at Dr. Ambedkar School of Economics and were reportedly mauled by a pack of dogs, after which they had to be hospitalized, Vasudha. So it is a major concern.
Absolutely, and there needs to be policy that's backed by science, but it's an intense debate, like you pointed out. And you decided to ask people and the dogs at Cubbon Park for answers, Veera, earlier in the day.
Well, the dogs seemed oblivious to the debate, but the people spoke out. Let's listen in. Well, this is a polarizing debate, one that's perhaps more polarizing than the political debate in the country. To feed a dog or not to feed a dog, and what to do with stray dogs. And it's really got some strong reactions across the board after the Supreme Court stepped into the matter. And the Supreme Court's observations and instructions have also had very sharp reactions from all sides that's coming in. I'm at Bengaluru's Cubbon Park, and as you see, a few stray dogs here with me, which are fed every evening. They're well-behaved stray dogs. And with me are some really nice people of Bengaluru, some who are dog lovers who feed them. We also have other voices as well. With me is Sunita. Supreme Court has said don't feed stray dogs. You feed them every evening. Why?
So that the bites can reduce and they can remain healthy.
And what do you think? Do you think it's possible to relocate all of them into dog shelters?
No, I don't think so that is possible.
And you, sir?
See here, we had been observing the Honorable Supreme Court orders in SLP 691/2009 from 2009 to 2023. And the Supreme Court clearly told that relocation is not a solution. Why? Because when you remove a dog, okay, other dogs will come. Even in under ABC Rules 2023, when you see Rule 16, okay, even if the dog has bitten or rabid or anything, you have to keep it for observation and release it in the same place. Okay, now...
No, I get it. But the fact is that while you are making all these points, there are people, human beings getting bitten. You are seeing viral videos of people getting bitten. Now there are dog lovers who say that this is, one needs to take care of the dogs. But what about those human beings who are getting bitten? There are videos every day that's coming in of children getting mauled. There are videos coming of old people getting mauled.
This is basically when, humans aren't friendly with the dogs. I can show you more number of videos where dogs are being beaten up, dogs are being chased. We've seen videos, I'm a rescuer in Bangalore, I run a shelter in Bangalore. So we've seen, dogs who are beaten up with anything. Dogs are beaten up with sticks, people throw hot water on dogs. So when dogs are so irritated, we need to understand, see, they are voiceless.
You are saying dogs are being irritated by human beings. Syed Asad Abbas, where do you stand on this debate?
I completely agree with the Supreme Court's verdict, and I have my reasons why. If you look at India, there are 6.2 crore stray dogs that we have here. Also, if you look at globally, the rabies-related deaths, out of 100%, in India, it accounts for 36% of rabies-related deaths. Now, my friends here say about provoked, when dogs are provoked. Let me give you a case in Kodigihalli police station here in Bengaluru. There was a man called Sitappa, 70-year-old man, who went out for a walk. Unfortunately, 8 stray dogs attacked him. His face, limbs, torso, flesh was torn off. Not just that, look at Hubli, 3-year-old mauled to death, Meerut, Punjab. So this is a problem, and the solution which is given is, I believe that every dog, every human, everyone has a right to live in this beautiful country and the world. We are nobody to say. But if shelter homes are provided with the right sterilization, the right vaccination, I think that is the way to go.
The problem is on ground, absolutely 100%. Because the officials don't take it very seriously. I think everybody needs to benchmark with the small state like Goa, which is now with herd immunity and reduce their rabies bite. They've gone about it in a very systematic way. What is stopping other states to follow the same procedure?
Fact is that human beings are getting scared of it. Now it's becoming a problem that's enormous.
Like how sir mentioned old man being bitten by dogs. I think he didn't get the information. He went walking 3 a.m. in the night.
So what? A human being can't walk 3 a.m.?
3 a.m. in the night, he's going with a shawl tied around his head. It is definitely, see.
But isn't that being insensitive? What about if somebody has to go on an emergency at 3 a.m.?
There is robbery, there is crimes which are being stopped by the dogs. Okay, this is happening. This is happening. You come to my lane.
I wish we can get the.
If you come to our lane, I've got 17 dogs whom I've been feeding. I can tell you in a year, the Bhartinagar police station which is involved might have not seen any robbery.
Okay. I think it's absolutely unfair if the man is a free citizen of this beautiful country. It's a free country. He has a right to walk, be it 12 a.m., 3 a.m. or any part of the time. We are nobody to say because, you're being attacked or not. I think the much larger responsibility lies where, let us understand what the Supreme Court, let us understand the observations of the Supreme Court, the judgment of the Supreme Court, which clearly says this rule is coming in only to save the babies. My friend here says that the 70-year-old man should have gone out for a walk. Do you know, sir, that there is a 3-month-old baby which was mauled to death by stray dogs? Not just that.
I would say yes. I mean, this. Look at it in forested areas of Karnataka, where there is other kind of animal conflict. People have been clearly told, don't get down and irritate the elephants, but they are doing it. And recently a man was trampled. So now are we going to put out, take all the
elephants to shelter?
Now it is happening. But the point is more people are dying of snake bites in in rural areas. But are we going to go catching all the snakes and putting them in pounds?
Listen, I'm a student of biology. If you remove the dog from one way, this one, next species, that is a cat will come. You have to remove the cat. When the cat, bandicoot, rat will come.
Rats will come. What will happen to the rats?
Everything will come. You cannot remove the species.
The solution is in the judgment verdict of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court says that there should be no harm to the. There should be no harm to the dog.
Let us try and ask him. What do you think of this bite? Hello. What do you think? What do you think of this?
I've never feeding this dog any time in my life. He's still wagging his tail when he's with me.
No, but not all dogs do that. Some of them tend to bite.
So not everybody is saying.
What do you think is the solution?
justice for dogs.
He's telling, let me be where I am.
You're assuming what he's saying. That's the
So
problem.
we can understand what they're talking about.
How to know it? You leave him somewhere, he will come back to the same place because he knows iska ghar hai.
So it's a intense debate.
Like a
The
homing
dogs are
pigeon.
silent at the moment as far as this debate
like
is
a homing
concerned, but
pigeon.
human beings are speaking. It's a very, very intense debate, one that requires a sustained solution, one that's a genuine problem. But how we're going to go about that solution is really the matter that's under contention. But we'll keep close focus on this big dog debate, the big dog dilemma in India.
Well, that's such a wonderful report, Veera, joining us this evening. Singapore-based entrepreneur Parminder Singh, Mumbai-based actor and writer Tara Deshpande, and two lawyers on either side of the debate, Aditya Pratap and VK Baiju. Thank you all of you for joining me on this broadcast. Tara Deshpande, to you first. There are clearly certain points of conflict with what the Supreme Court has said. One, of course, the fact that the dogs cannot be relocated to the places that they come from. And second is the transformation of a stray dog into a pet dog. As a citizen of Mumbai, how do you look at this problem?
Well, I think that first and foremost, we should aim to make India rabies free. We should also aim to make our streets as safe as possible for people. No one sitting on a cycle should be afraid of street animals. Nobody who is taking their kid to school should be afraid of street animals. My contention, however, is that the order by the Supreme Court is going to fail. This proposal has been tried in multiple countries in the past before, which is either culling or relocating, and it has failed abysmally. You are now looking at spending crores and crores. I mean, we're running into 5,000, 10,000 crores per month of taxpayers' money on a proposal that is not going to work, that has proven to fail. It is my humble opinion that you need to look at a strategy that actually works. Now, where we live, for instance, this strategy has worked. In South Mumbai, 19 out of 23 wards have seen a serious dip. And I mean a very big dip. Take Bandra West, for instance, a 68.2% dip in the number of street animals because continuous unflagging sterilization and vaccinations have taken place. These have, of course, been paid for. All this work that, these animal feeders who are criticized and yelled and screamed at comes out of private
Parminder
pockets.
Singh, how has the rest of the world dealt with the problem? Tara is talking about the Mumbai experiment. How has the rest of the world dealt with the problem if it has? And can such a solution be possible in a country with 6.2 crore stray dogs?
Yeah, I think it absolutely can be. In the rest of the world, shelters are definitely an important part of the solution, but they are a part of the solution. Shelters by themselves are incomplete. And if you think just having shelters alone will arrest this menace, then that's being impractical. What happens in the rest of the world is it's done in 3 phases. The first phase is you have shelters, you have sterilization, you have vaccination, and you have microchipping. Sterilization for control of diseases, for breeding, vaccination for control of diseases, and microchipping for tracking. That's the first phase. The second phase is that you need to have waste management. Without waste management, even the first phase will be incomplete. You need to make sure that the waste is collected in bins that are animal-proof. It's segregated, it's compost-free so that there are no smells. And the third phase, very important, is civic awareness. People need to be made aware of abandonment policies. There have to be heavy penalties imposed on abandonment. People need to be made aware that you can't just feed dogs wherever and whenever you want. So it's a 3-phase solution that most countries follow. And it's not just small countries, even the big, large countries follow this phase solution. And I think it's possible in India as well. And now with AI and technology, there are several other technologies available right there in India, which can help you understand where are dog clusters being formed.
Right.
You can take satellite imagery, street signals. So yes, it is possible.
Mr. Aditya Pratap, how long will it take for India or even Delhi to create infrastructure that the Supreme Court is talking about?
Well, in my opinion, the law gives vast powers to urban local bodies like the Municipal Corporation of Delhi to undertake certain objectives. Now, for instance, the Supreme Court order has said very clearly that the strays need to be relocated out of Delhi. Animal shelters need to be set up. They can be relocated elsewhere. In short, in my opinion, the urban location of strays cannot be a problem. Number 2, the Municipal Corporation of Delhi Act gives the corporation the power to engage contractual or even temporary manpower for certain tasks. We have seen this example in the case of cleanup marshals or during the COVID when so much extra contractual manpower was mobilized to combat the pandemic. So, as I said, that once all these resources are mobilized, once necessary budgetary allocations are made, because remember, the Municipal Corporation of Delhi in its budget can allocate its budget towards any task. But when a Supreme Court order comes, failure to allocate budget to comply with Supreme Court order would amount to contempt of court. It would amount to the offence of civil contempt under Section 2B of the Contempts of Courts Act 1971. Therefore, since non-disobedience or non-compliance with Supreme Court order would be contempt, therefore it is highly likely that the MCD itself, if it does not allocate budget to comply with Supreme Court's order, which comes at a top priority, it is likely to face the music. So therefore, in my opinion, within a year, we should be able to see major results.
VK Biju, your last word.
Yes. See, what I want to say only legally. I don't want to say it is taking this way or that way, whether I love dog or I don't love. 1866 onwards, that is what the Calcutta Municipalities Act onwards, we are having 55 acts, state acts and 4 central acts. Provincial Cruelties Act, Section 11. These type of dogs should be eliminated. The Mahatma Gandhi said in Young India, if he did say something to be eliminated, that is the stray dog. I conducted this 10 years, this matter in the Supreme Court. And 2015, Justice Deepak Mishra's order observed certain categories of rabies-affected dogs to be eliminated. Section 11 says so. Now the issue is ABC rule. According to me, ABC rule is a toilet paper which is murdered all these acts passed by the Parliament and the concerned legislative assemblies, and that law will prevail over the rule. Rule can't go beyond the acts. Still, with this 55 acts and the central acts, which is undoubtedly establishing that stray dog to be eliminated from the street. Who are the victims?
Multi-layered solution is what people are asking for, like Tara also talked about. Like, we're also looking at community solutions here, but clearly a balance needs to be struck between public safety and also finding a humane solution that's backed by not just policy but also science.
The solution is very clear.
That's right.
Solution discussed in the legislative assemblies, in the Parliament, says that certain categories to be eliminated.
One second. We'll keep a close watch of this discussion. It's not one that's going to come to an end right now. We'll leave this discussion for the moment because we're completely out of time. And finally, this evening, from all that fierce debates to the superstar of Tamil cinema, he's all set to be back on the screens with his Coolie releasing this Thursday, Vasudha, directed by Lokesh Kanagaraj, and with special appearances from Amir Khan and Nagarjuna. It's the talk of the cinema down south this weekend.
Well, it's Amir Khan that's caught my eye, but yes, of course, everybody else. NDTV jumps in on the Rajni fun, and of course, we have the special report on the superstar's last 5 releases. The money doesn't always turn into box office successes, we know that, but with the superstar, the expectations are always very high. We leave you with this superstar report this evening.
Advance bookings are already off the charts, topping 20 crore rupees in India and crossing $4 million overseas. Superstar Rajnikant's Coolie is set for a box office face-off with War 2, but early pre-sale trends show Rajnikant's film firmly ahead. Let's look back at how Rajnikant's last 5 films fared at the box office, starting with Vettayan. 2024's Vettayan paired 2 legends, Rajnikant and Amitabh Bachchan. Fans loved its close-to-real narrative, but despite 37 crore rupees gross and 31.7 crore rupees net on D1, plus 17.39 crore rupees in advance bookings, the film earned 240 crore rupees against the 300 crore budget.
मुझे कानून पर भरोसा है, लेकिन अदालत में बैठे लोगों पर बिल्कुल भरोसा नहीं।
Just months earlier, on February 9, 2004, Lal Salam, directed by Rajnikant's daughter Aishwarya, featured him in an extended cameo made for 60 crore rupees. It opened to 3.5 crore rupees on day one and finished with only 19 crore rupees, making it a rare misfire. A year before that came Jailer, budget 200 crore rupees, and pure box office mayhem, 44.5 crore rupees net on day one, with 12.8 crore rupees in advance bookings. It became the highest grossing Tamil film of the year, earning 600 crore rupees worldwide and locking in Jailer 2. Diwali 2021 saw the family drama Annate reuniting Rajnikant with Meena and Khushbu. Made for 180 crore rupees, it opened to 2.9 crore rupees net with 2.25 crore rupees in advance bookings.
இன்னைக்கு ஆரம்பிக்குது திருவிழா வச்சக்கிளே ஹேப்பிலி.
Critics called it melodramatic, but it still crossed 200 crore rupees. Back in 2020, Darbar, directed by A.R. Murugadoss, opened at 2.8 crore rupees on day one, with 2.7 crore rupees in advance bookings. Despite Rajini's star power, critics found it slow and predictable. Yet, it went on to collect 200 crore rupees worldwide. 5 films, 5 very different journeys, from mega blockbusters like Jailer to underperformers like Lal Salam. Budgets have been big, openings even bigger, and the buzz always massive. With Cooley's huge star cast and sky-high expectations, will it rewrite the superstar's box office story? August 14th, the wait ends and the numbers game begins. NDTV Bureau Report.
एक डॉग ने उसका पैर पकड़ के उसको गिराया. There is a stray dog bite, stray dog attack. Who is responsible?
Relentless NDTV campaign.
The fact is that every single day there are common citizens, those who are suffering at the hands of the stray dogs.
What are the key concerns from a national policy point of view on this issue?
NDTV flags India's dog dilemma.
We are asking here on NDTV as part of our campaign.
Policymakers back safety campaign.
I welcome this. We have no policy.
Time for stray menace solution. A massive NDTV impact.
तो NDTV को भी बधाई देना चाहता हूँ, आपने जनता से जुड़ा हुआ मुद्दा उठाया है.
NDTV campaign spurs Supreme Court action.
All stray dogs in the region must be relocated to shelters.
Supreme Court orders end to stray menace.
हमारा एक ही ध्येय है, दिल्ली की जनता को राहत देना.
NDTV's solution-oriented campaign.
Income tax bill passed in Rajya Sabha in the midst of all noise. Finance Minister says the effort is to simplify tax laws for people. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla has announced a 3-member committee to probe allegations against Justice Yashwant Verma, and this is over burnt piles of money found at his Delhi residence in March. Constitution Club polls, it's Rajiv Pratap Rudy versus Sanjeev Palyan. Home Minister Amit Shah, Sonia Gandhi, Piyush Goyal have cast votes. stray dog dilemma intensifies. 2 students hospitalized. Another dog attack in Bengaluru.
Presented by Canara Bank. Together we can.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action.
घर में फिनेस्टा नहीं है तो कॉल कीजिए.
Find Finer Finesta.
My birthday gift to पापा. ये उनके पापा की पहली गाड़ी एक गराज में पड़ी थी दार्जिलिंग में. फिर 3 मैकेनिक, पेंटिंग, पॉलिशिंग. जब इसे फाइनली घर लाया ना, तब लगा लाइफ में ग्रो किया है. बुलाओ.
SIP करो, इन्वेस्ट करो, लाइफ में ग्रो करो.
प्रतिभूति बाजार में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है. निवेश करने से पहले सभी संबंधित दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें.
तू ही तो है जिसकी सच्चाई वाली क्लैरिटी की वजह से मैं आज यहाँ हूँ.
गोल्ड प्लस सिल्वॉक्सी मिरर्स, ऐसी क्लैरिटी कि आपको सिर्फ सच नजर आए, चाहे कितने भी साल बीत जाएं.
मेरे हम सफर एक जरा इंतजार, सुन सदाएं दे रही है मंजिल प्यार की.
जय जवान, जय हिंद.
If it matters to you, if it matters to you, if it matters to you, it matters to India. It matters to India. And it matters to me. And it matters to me.
India Matters with Shivaru. Only on NDTV 24x7. NDTV 24x7 is India's #1 English news channel on YouTube. Credible, compelling, always ahead of the curve. Thank you for choosing NDTV 24x7 as your trusted source for news.
The markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Do I buy Ola?
Should I hold CDSL for the long term?
Buy, sell or hold.
The answers you need, straight from the experts.
Callers from India and across the world. Connect live, ask, decide and invest wisely.
Your portfolio, your future. Ask Profit.
Is your business future ready? Join the 13-week strategic ESG certification program for business sustainability and growth for CXO and business leaders by NDTV, Terry and Zenora. Master global ESG frameworks, gain real-world tools, and lead with impact. Starts August the 23rd. Enroll now and power your business with sustainability.
Mohit, you are known for your music. All your films, musics stay with us till today. I'm a millennial and those music are kind of music. So whenever we say Mohit Suri film aa raha hai, we know the music will be good, right? It's a given. So you really work hard. But is this always like how you create your music? You need everything in place, the mood, the lighting, even when the person is in the studio and just singing. And also, how did you select your musicians that this person's voice?
Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has reacted to the Supreme Court order on stray dogs in Delhi to be shifted en masse into shelters. He said this is a cruel move. He has slammed the crackdown plan, making him the first Chief Minister in the country to come out openly against the Supreme Court order on stray dogs. He says cruelty is not the solution to the stray dog problem. Siddaramaiah says humane societies find solutions. Vaccinate, do not violate, says Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. Remember, Karnataka also has a major stray dog problem. The cities versus stray dogs issue has exploded in the wake of NDTV's coverage, in the wake of the Supreme Court order that has been triggered. NDTV stray debate getting huge traction with these big political reactions on the Supreme Court order as well. Viewer, for a month now, NDTV has been shining a relentless national spotlight on India's stray dog problem. Last evening, that spotlight translated into real action. In the glare of NDTV's agenda-setting coverage, the Supreme Court has given the Delhi government 8 weeks to round up all stray dogs